Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday. Not bad, Thursday, June 26th. And today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, Nvidia, Misty, Simpy, and Platey. But first, I wanted to mention as we start to open trades for next week. Next week is the 4th of July. Believe it or not, it's kind of surprised me that it came up this quick. So Friday, July 4th, obviously the market will be closed. No surprise there for anyone. But the important piece is the Thursday, we do close early. So the market more than likely is closing at like 1 p.m. on Thursday, July 3rd. So that's something to keep in mind. So we really only have 3.5 trading days for next week. So as we collect premium and we have our strike set for next week, we do have to keep that in mind. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, it is nice to get a little break, right? So I just wanted to note that in case anyone was wondering. All right, so let's get to the trades and we'll go from there. I am live for those of you watching after the fact, and I will do my best to try to not read comments until the end of the normal process here. So who had trades? TSLY had trades. Well, they didn't really have a trade. It looks like they just got assigned on one contract, which, you know, who really cares? Nvidia had trades. Coney had trades. Misty, of course. Platey and Simpy only had like 2 trades, but Platey had a bunch of trades too. But let's go to Misty first, and then we'll go from there. Where you at, Misty? There you are. There you are, buddy. All right. So good morning, by the way, to everyone joining live. I appreciate you guys being here. I had to go live because I woke up late. Poison ivy struck again. It was not a good night's sleep. Let's just say that. Itchy, itchy, itchy. And I think this is the worst of it, so it's probably going to only get better from here. All right, so what do we got here? We got buy to close call, buy to close call. So they closed for Misty, they closed 2 420s, your favorite holidays right there. What in the hell? And they paid chump change. They paid 17 cents and 25 cents. Obviously, you can see the strike price was at 388. So no brainer there. That's a win. And then obviously they sold calls into next week. Expiration date July 3rd. Again, July 3rd being the Thursday, right? I mean, it has to be, right? Let me double check my calendar, actually. We just went through this. Yeah, so yeah, just making sure. I don't want to misquote anything here. So yeah, obviously expiration date, a little funky, a little weird, right? Being on the Thursday. But either way, they have a 400 down here and a 402.50 for next week. That's it. That's all their trades. So if we go to the Misty file, again, no action for these synthetic, man. It's just boring, right? Boring synthetics, just chilling. But this is how it should be, man. Unless there's new money getting added to the fund, which, by the way, there was. But I assume they'll add those to the synthetic maybe today. But regardless, we have a 370 synthetic that expires July 18th. We have a 370 that expires July 11th. And then we have a 380 synthetic that expires July 18th as well. So, yeah, so far, so good, I guess. I mean, MSTR is at 388. So 388 is above both of those synthetic positions. So if they cash them out today, cha-ching, right? Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Anyway, how did MSTR do yesterday? Pretty good. They went up 3.09%. MSTY went up 2.23%. So that's I guess. How about their IV? Their IV was 48.17. It dropped to 45.32% yesterday. And then today, this morning, it's showing to be dropping again to 44.6%. So, yeah, it's a rough one, man. What can you do? I'm taking a sip of coffee. Give me a sec here. Sorry, I had to pull this funny. No, I was fighting poison ivy instead of crime. But, yeah, poison ivy won. Whoop my ass. Oh, man, always whoop my ass. All right, so let's just check out what they closed. Again, anything you see highlighted in gray, these were the trades that were closed previously. I will eventually hide them. So right now they're just noise in the way. So we'll get to this first trade here. Again, this is how much they paid to close the trades, 25 cents for one, 17 cents on another. And you could see, you know, they didn't get much when they opened these. They got 80 cents and 79 cents, but it's still more than it costs to close. So what does that mean? That means that's a successful win. That's a winning trade right there. They made 126,500 on one, and then 95,356 on another. Moving right along. Actually, I believe that was probably it on the closures. Yeah, so that's it on the closures. And then they added these three new positions. And you can see they're barely out of the money. But as mentioned, there's only 3.5 trading days next week. The IV's dropping, so you can't really do much. We are so limited on what we can do. So, you know, so far it's been working out for us. But MSTR, you know, again, we always say it's just, you just feel it. Like you feel like it's going to pop, right? You can't make the pop, right? Pop goes the weasel. All right, anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep it moving right along. Outstanding shares increased by 2 mil. All right, that's only a 0.89% increase at this point, but still, that's a lot. That's a lot. Who's the whale? Anyone here buy Misty yesterday? You know, show your face. Don't be ashamed. You know, there's only 80 of you live because I know I'm going a half hour early, but this is to be expected. On occasion, there could be these 6 a.m. start times, so you got to be ready. Are you ready? All right. So anyway, let's get to the recap. So we go to the top here. Misty price, man, look at that. What a beaut. It's at 21.52. MSTR 388.67. 30-day IV 44.6%. Outstanding shares total 227 mil 850,000. Total net income 114 mil. Total distribution 50 cent. Total daily income 2 cent. Total daily yield 0.1%. And if you annualize that sucker, again, this is my low voice because the baby is actually sleeping. So I don't want to wake his ass up yet. But once I hear him up, then I'll tend to get a little louder. Annualized yield is 37%. So it's, again, that's it's I. All right, let's go here. I'm assuming no new Bitcoin purchases, right? Or do we have to check that? I mean, do we have to check that every day? I guess we do, right? Let's see. I'm checking it on the other screen. 623 was the last one. So no Bitcoin for you. All right. So let's keep going here. MSTR, like we said, they went up 3.09%. Misty captured 2.23%. All right. Winter went down, which obviously that makes sense. IMST went up 1.55%. MST went up 4.46%. But again, that makes sense. It's leverage. It's almost an unfair comparison on here. And I'm probably, I don't know. I think I'm going to remove it from here, to be honest, because it's different. I need your feedback, though. I need everyone's feedback because to me, more direct competition, to me, it's Misty, IMST, and MS2. I don't consider MST competition because it's a different strategy and it's leveraged. So double leverage, I believe. But anyway, they did declare too, by the way. They paid 20 cents. Yesterday was their ex-dividend date. And then MS2 comes in at 2.82%. So if I took out MST, MS2 would win. But again, that's something I need to think about. I think I'm going to do it though. But yeah, feedback is appreciated. I think most of you did say, you know, it doesn't make sense to compare it. I may even take it out of the holdings bunch because I kind of rushed through it, to be honest. And it's not a really fair comparison. Reaction, I mean, this week, man, the market is flip-flopping all around, especially Tesla, man. You guys been watching Tesla? Good God. MSTR, you know, it's more like just chilling, up, down, all around, but we'll see, bruh. We'll see. Group D declares in 6 days. It's actually cold in here today. I don't know. Anyway, we'll stay tuned for that. So that means this Sunday morning, I expect a large audience to join me in the Group D declaration video. We should have a special guest. What do you think? You know, we should have a special guest for every Group D video. That's what I think. Let me know who you want on. All right. Weekly income, again, because synthetics aren't really making money. Weeklies, they're making about what, 114 mil. All right, we know that. We just covered it. That comes to 50 cents per share. You know, in the club, 50 cents. Remember your favorite. You know, everyone likes 50 cents, right? Anyway, estimate based on that, all things being equal, you would get about 64 cents per share, 38% yield. But I'm going to default to the IV being the lowest payment at this very moment, and that would be 74 cents. So yeah, I don't know, a little rough. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's like I said, we've been prepping for this. You know, we're embracing this. We're ready. We're ready to take, you know, our first payment under $1. It's okay. It's all good, man. It's all good. All right, let's go. All right, now we're on the Misty holdings. So before we look at the synthetic, let's check out our calls, baby. Let's see how we doing. O'Reilly. Yikes. So we're in the money. 3 times in the money. So we are 382.50, our 385, our 387.50 is in the money. Let me check the pre-market. I got a pre-market open. Okay. That's good. MSTR is down. That's a good sign because, you know, again, to get maximized income, you kind of want to win all of your trades. And if you want to win all of your trades, you kind of want the underlying price to be lower than your lowest strike. Our lowest strike is 382.50. In the pre-market, we're at 387.47. So we're not quite there. So what are we rooting for? People always ask that. What's the best case scenario? I always say the best case scenario is closing just below you know, this strike price, you know, depending on how much credit we got. It all depends. Of course, there's a lot of things, you know, it depends on, but just to keep it simple, under the lowest strike price. All right. But right now we're in the money. So that's unfortunate, but we'll see how it goes. Again, we look red in the pre-market. There's 2 out of the money, but they're barely out of the money. So to be honest, again, let's not root for some crazy bull run because we'll be pretty damn cappity doodah. Because even if you look at next week, brah, look at this, man. We're ready in the money on this sucker. So MSTR, I guess you can chill out, brother. You know, we don't need you to be going up anymore. All right. So what do we got here? What do we got? We got synthetics. You know, we got synthetics. How we doing? We're doing good. We're making money on the synthetics. So obviously, yes, if MSTR does go up and blows through our strikes, it does, you know, we're going to make money on the synthetic. The synthetic is going to mimic the movement of the underlying, and that's its purpose. All right. The purpose of the weeklies over here now, that's just to make additional premium selling calls, right? The purpose of the synthetic is to mimic the movement of the underlying. All right. So anyway, how is this synthetic doing? How much is it actually worth? Right now, it's worth about 95 cents per share if they cashed it out. That's pretty good. It's not fantastic, but it's pretty good. And check this out, guys. Check this out. The value of the Misty fund is 4.9 bill. You know what that means? Oh man, tomorrow's gonna be the day. 5 bill. What do we do for 5 bill? Do we sing and dance? Do we go fa la 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 la? Or do we say, well, great for them, not for us, because we don't collect any of that 0.99%. We just sit here and collect our distribution, which is now under $1. I don't know, man. I still think it's pretty cool because this is one of the fastest growing funds, right? I've seen at least. Anyway, the NAV is 21.53. The trade price 21.52. Synthetic contracts, they total 126,215. They're selling calls on about 98%. Again, assuming my formula is correct. Let's double check. The blue is the covered calls. So yes, I did add that correctly. So again, that includes this week and next week's covered calls. So they're basically selling calls on everything for the most part. Credit call spreads, I mean, 11% of them have credit call spreads. So not much, you know, because again, it's such a low vol environment. It's just not worth it. If you start buying calls too on all these, I mean, we're barely out of the money as it is. So if you add credit call spreads on everything, you might as well go 1%. You might as well go at the money. Anyway, let's move on. IMST, how you doing? This wasn't updated earlier. Actually, it's rather funky, and I'm not even sure. I'm not even going to cover this today because something is wrong with their holdings. It's weird how you have whoever gave me this to pull. You have to pull each line. It's really annoying, actually. I guess I'll try to refresh. Let's try refresh. Oh wait, that actually worked. All right. Yeah, man. Again, Google Sheets. These are formulas where you can pull the holdings directly from their website, which is awesome, man. It's awesome, but at the same time, there's something that could always go wrong. All right, synthetics 2608. Yep. Okay. So no trades yesterday. It doesn't look like for them. So the summary is, let's see what they got expiring on this Friday. 627 there and 627 there. So they have a 375, 3.52% in the money, and then 380, 2.23% in the money. So yeah, they're screwed on that. So they're kind of rooting for a chill out too. Wish I could turn my damn heater on, but I got that freaking coffee heater going with it, you know? I know, wah. But I think like this poison ivy gel makes me freaking cold now. Over here. God, poison ivy is annoying as hell. Anyway, total synthetic contracts for IMST. I'm showing to be, is that right? 3,046? No, it's not right. Not right. Yeah, the 438 is not. No, it's just the I8. There you go. And then the covered calls, that portion should be, let's see. Yeah, so 227. Yep, so that's right. All right, so they're selling covered calls on about 55%. So the good part for them is they're not cappity doodah on all of their position. This fund is up to what, 103 mil overall. If you're curious, outstanding shares, 1.9 mil. NAV is showing 52.36. Current closing price is showing 52.50. That's a 14-cent gap. They declare again today, actually. So I don't think they declared yet. Do you guys know? Did they declare IMST? We should know this, right? IMST ETF. Da 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 da. Take a look at my girlfriend. She's the only one I got. Da da da. Not much of a girlfriend. All right. Sorry. Let's see. I'm just trying to kill time while I look. 626. Yeah, that's the calendar. Where's the distro? Where's the distro in the house? Yeah, it would have moved up to here if they actually declared. So they did not. They did not. So we just still have that 701. So as we await, we'll see. We'll see if they're making bank, brah, over here now. I don't really have a guesstimate yield, but it's all right, man. It's all right. Let's move on. Again, MST is the one we're probably going to drop. It don't make sense to cover it. You know, I want to cover competition, and this is not direct competition. You know, I don't know. What do you guys? Again, I need some feedback, but it's pretty much going to be gone tomorrow. So I'm not going to even. I'm going to skim. I'm going to go right past it. MS2, how you doing? Well, they got a synthetic, and they're selling calls on 50%. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too complicated here. Now, the good part, since they're selling calls on 50% all the time, at least 50% is not capped. All right, 50% is not capped. So, but what's open is certainly cappity-doo-da, cappity-day, cap. What a wonderful. So, I don't know what to do, man. Unfortunately, owning these funds, MSTR, you're like, chill out, MSTR. Go down a little, Cletus. All right, anyway, so that's the update on MS2. I did not get any questions, no video questions from you suckers. So that's it. We're done with Misty. Now we can move on to bigger and brighter pastures, right? Like TSLY. But again, this looks like an early assignment on one of the contracts, which again, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your name is. Oh, I promised someone this. Actually, I'll do it when it's appropriate, if I remember. So what do we got going on here? What is this? What is TSLY doing? Let's see. Wow. After a pretty green day or two, maybe, Tesla went down 6.45%. TSLY only went down 3.35%. So that's good stuff, man. Pre-market. You want to see pre-market together? I'll do it. I'll be nice. TSLY. I typed in TSLY. Where is it? There it is. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's up. It's up. All right, good. It better be up. I need to sell some damn calls. It's up 0.42%. Uh-oh, I see a video question from brother. What's the date and the number you need to retire? I don't know. I don't have a date. And the number, I don't know. It depends, man. I could probably, if I had 500K, I could probably retire. I can make a living off of that doing options myself. It's comfortably. A mil would be better, but I don't know. I could probably do it with 300K, to be honest, but that's probably a little risky. I don't know. Good question though. Let me keep going. I said I wouldn't read any questions, and here I am. So let's go here again. So Tesla had a big down day, so obviously that probably helped with their covered calls. All of their calls, if you look for TSLY, and there are a lot of them, all of them expire Friday. They didn't jump into next week yet. So they're just waiting. They're chilling. They're chilling, brah. And look at this, man. The lowest strike price is 342.50. It's 4.56% out of the money. All right. 342.50. It's Thursday. Here's pre-market Thursday, 328.70. We're looking pretty good. We are looking pretty good right now. And then obviously anything after that is above, right? So we're 4, 5, 6, 12, 14, 16% out of the money. We're all the way up to 16% out of the money. So if Tesla goes up 5% today, who cares? Great, wonderful. We'll capture most of that and we'll be happy doing it. All right. All right. Financial advice? No, not financial advice. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. All right, let's keep going here. What do we got in the synthetics? We got 320, 335, 340. How we doing? The 320, we're doing good. The 335 and the 340, we've been better. We've been better. But don't worry, man. They expired July 18th. We got less than a month. And Tesla, as you see, is just nuts. All right, the value of the TSLY fund is 1.1 billion. The NAV is 834, trade price 835. Synthetic on the paper is negative, so nothing to get too excited about there. 30-day IV of Tesla. This is the moneymaker. This is bank, bro. This is too sweet. The IV estimate based on that, 41 cents. And the income estimate, sorry, it's negative. Anyway, Group A declares when? Not next week, but the week after on July 9th. So stay tuned for that, Chico. All right, let's go to Nvidia. And you know what we're going to say to Nvidia? Even though they're Nvidia nerds, we'll be like, yo, how you doing? Well, they're doing a lot. That's what they're doing. They're doing, what is this? By the close. Oh, my goodness. Someone was busy yesterday. Who's making these trades? All right, by the close, what do we got? 698. All right, that is certainly cap-biddy-doo-da. All right, what do we got here? By the close, 602. Cap-biddy-doo-da. 715, 620. All right, so they got beat. They got beat up. They got beat up everywhere. They lost every trade that they closed yesterday. And did they move? Yeah, they moved them obviously up and out to next week. And hopefully they can capture any additional upside that happens. But let's go to the Nvidia files and see, did Nvidia go up like crazy yesterday? Let's see. Yeah, it went up 4.15%. And boy, oh boy, was Nvidia not ready for that. That is a rough one. They only went up 1.88%. So that is not even a 50% capture. So that is what you call, ladies and gentlemen, capity-doo-dah. All right. So it's okay, Nvidia nerds. You'll get them back. You guys are smart. You'll figure out a way. All right. So how's your the rest of your calls. All right, let's see what's open for the rest of the week, because that's what we'll focus on. Next week, that's another thing for another day. All right, we don't got time for next week. Let's focus on the here, the now. Tomorrow, what expires? A 149 and a 150. 3% and 2% in the money. Well, that's not a good start. But let's check out pre-market. Again, Nvidia could be bleeding right now. We don't know. Let's check it out. Nvidia right here. Click it, and then it is not bleeding. It is up yet again. It's up 1.17%. So this may just be cappity-doo-dah. Nothing you could do, man. But let's check out our synthetics. Nvidia's been going up so much, so our synthetic must be looking like a bank, bruh. And oh yeah, remember they still left some of that 130 left. Oh boy, I can't wait to see what that's worth. And then the 146, bank, bruh. Yeah, definitely bank, bruh. Again, it's on paper though, so but let's still check it out. Let's go down here. Yep. All right, synthetic total between all of the synthetic positions, right? Closing out the put, selling the call, $1.82 per share. That's good. That's good money right there. So if Nvidia goes up today, they had to take the hit. They could cash out, some of these synthetics or all these synthetics. I'm actually looking at my my arm. The poison ivy is actually coming out like, when it starts to pus, nastiness. I know, but that's the stuff you got to worry about. I'm actually going to spray real quick with calamine. Hold on. Don't need pus going anywhere. Don't mind me. All right. Anyway, where were we? 30-day IV of Nvidia, sorry, 34.9%. Actually, no. Sorry, I didn't cover the assets under management. 1.7 bill. They're approaching 2 bill, so stay tuned for that. 1646 is their NAV and closing price. But yeah, their 30-day IV is kind of weak sauce at 34%. IV estimate based on that, 44 cents. Income estimate, they're at $1.04. That's an 81% yield if they actually paid it. But they have 20 days till declaration on July 16th. They're part of Group B. Chico. Okay? Okay. Say hello. All right. Anyway, let's move on to Coney. Did Coney have trades? I'm sure they did. Everyone has freaking trades every freaking day. All right, so what do we got here? Buy to close put. What? All right, so they closed at 330. Synthetic position. Buy to close call. All right. Maybe people sold out of the fund, but in the process, they made some money because they're ahead on their synthetic. That was between those three trades, 3.9 mil in income. And then they're closing out what? They're closing out calls where they got their asses kicked. 23.29 and 20.80. Yeah, man, that's a rough one. So yeah, they're probably if coin went up yesterday again, which coin's been going up a lot, they're definitely cappity-doo-dah. Let's check out the stats. Oh my God, it's not as bad as I thought. Maybe those trades were not as bad as some of these others, but we'll take a look in a second. But coin, it went up 2.97%, and Coney captured 2.44. That's actually really good. That's an 82% capture. So hey, not bad at all. All right, let me keep going here. How you doing? Well, let's see how you doing. I'm doing all right. Let's see, 627. Yeah, everything in black font expires this week. So their lowest strike is 1.51% in the money. Everything else is out of the money, though. Okay, so that's how they were able to actually capture 80%. So, but it's only 1 and 2% out of the money. So you kind of need coin to chill. If we go here and we search the coin ticker, is coin really going to chill? Is coin really going to chill? Let's pull it up. How you doing, coin? How you doing? Well, it's up, but it's barely up. So it's up 0.58%. We'll see how it goes, though. But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see how it plays out. We got today and we got tomorrow. Their synthetic is a 330. Look what coin's at. Coin's at 355. So yeah, they can cash that sucker out. What's it worth? Per share basis, 73 cents. Is that right? Actually, let's double check. You never know with these formulas because there's a lot of stuff not updating this morning. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. All right, so yeah, on paper, the synthetic is worth 73 cents per share. The coin IV is at 60%. IV estimate based on that is 46 cents. Income estimate, 28 cents. All right, so that's pretty good, right? Not really. But again, they have, what, 27 days. This is their first freaking week. So let's give them a break, again, because they start Monday. Even though they just declared, right? They just declared, what, yesterday? They start the Monday for the next cycle, if that makes sense. So whatever happened this Monday did not count for this latest declaration. It counts for the next declaration. Okay? All right. So anyway, that's the update on Coney. Up next is the Simpy suckers. By the way, if I had to drop one fund out of these 5, which would it be? I got to be honest, I don't know. Well, it'd probably be Simpy, right? I don't know, because they're the least popular by AUM, as they say, assets under management. But yeah, it's becoming a little harder than I thought. You know, as they grow, they all get busier and they're just harder to cover, unfortunately. So, and my day job and my home life does not get easier, unfortunately. But maybe it will. Maybe it will in due time. We shall see. All right, let me take a sip of coffee. I'm drinking out of my LA Appliance Guy mug. So cheers to you, LA Appliance. I saw you in there somewhere. All right, so here we go. You ready? SMCY by the close, 203. Okay, that's not good. This was a 45, and they're at 46. And then they rolled that sucker up to a 50 that expires next week. And that's all they did. Okay, that's all they did. All right, let's see the price change, though. SMCI had oh my God, they had a really good day yesterday. They went up 8.09%. SMCY, they captured 6.49%. Hey, man, that's 80% capture. I say that's reasonable for a covered call ETF. Again, that's my number. You know, don't go by me. Go by your own. But you know what I mean? It's not bad. All right, so if we look at the QSIP column, everything expires on Friday, tomorrow, except this little red guy. So we'll ignore him for now. That's the one they just opened, right, from yesterday. And we look here, we have a 46 and a 46.50. Those are in the money. And then a 47, a 48. Those are barely out of the money. But don't worry, we still have today and tomorrow. Let's check out the pre-market. Don't worry, I got this. I got this, guys. Oh, green. Everything's looking pretty green today. SMCI, super micro nerdy ass computer company, they are up 1.46%. I mean, so they're probably going to lose, maybe. Again, everything's one bad tweet away, one bad move away from just tanking, right? We know that. Or from skyrocketing. That's the thing with the stock market. You just don't know. But some people know ahead of time, right? Not us scrubs. We gotta fight our way to the top, fight our way to be millionaires and maybe sometimes billionaires. All right, so let's keep this train moving here. Our synthetic position on SMCI is 45. It's at 46, so it's not making bank, bro. It's worth 86 cents per share. Better than nothing, I guess. But again, yeah, see the assets under management. This only totals 213 mil. So if I was to drop one, I probably have to do it based on assets under management. So Simpy, you would be the first to be cut. Sorry to say, but you know, no rush. I'll see how. I'm gonna drop MST coverage, and then we'll see if that helps me. Because again, I'm rushing. I don't have the time in the morning now to do all these stupid updates. There's way too many updates in the morning. All right, the NAV is 2036, trade price 2035, 30-day IV 70%. IV estimate based on that $1.11. Income estimates in the negative. But Group D declares when? Next week. So this income estimate, this ain't helping no one, right? So we're going to probably default to the IV estimate of $1.11. That's what I'm thinking, at least at this very point in time. All right, last but not least, the Platey posse in the house. All right, what kind of trades you got going? Well, by the close, 471. Yikes. By the close, 525. Yikes again. By the close, now they're closing puts, and they're, okay, so was this a forced closure? Not quite sure, because they didn't make much. Yeah, it looks probably forced closure. But either way, the moral of the story is some of these strikes got capped and they closed them out for a loss and they opened new ones for next week. All right. So let's look. Palantir actually did go down yesterday, though. So they must have been pretty damn cappity-doo-dah. But Palantir went down 0.23%. Platey still beat them. Oh, no. Platey went down more. Wow. Went down 0.32%. That sucks. All right. So let's keep going here. Again, anything in red is for next week. Anything in blue. Sorry, I had to take coffee. Is for this week. It's tomorrow, right? So a 143 and a 145 that expires tomorrow. Is it safe? Probably not. They're probably green in the pre-market, just like all these other suckers. And let's see. Yeah, they are. Okay. So Palantir is green. It's up 0.84%. It's at 144.10. So if we look here, that's above the 143. It's below the 145. But again, they still have tomorrow. So let's be realistic here. We'll see how all that goes. Synthetic wise, they got a 140. They're at 142.90. So that's not really bank, bro. That's just like good. It's good, but it's just chilling. The value, the assets under management for this fund is 664 mil. The NAV is 66.79, and the trade price 66.48. 31-cent gap. Wow. All right. So synthetic on the paper is actually worth $1.56. Surprisingly, pretty damn good. 30-day IV of Palantir, I'm showing to be 48%. IV estimate based on that sucker, 249. Income estimate, though, this is the key. Remember, they made bank. They made some bank, bro. About 1137. They're part of Group B, but so they declare in 20 days. So stay tuned for that. If you smell what the rod is cooking. Sorry, someone asked me to do that, so I did it. There you go. As corny as that sounds, but hey, maybe I'll do that after I finish the YieldMax coverage, right? All right, so now I'm going to go into my options coverage, and then maybe I'll look at the distributions from yesterday if you guys want me to. All right, let's see. So let's go here. Again, for those of you new to the channel, obviously we just covered YieldMax. I also cover my trades, my options trades on a daily. Any trades I did from the day prior, and if I'm meeting my quota for the week. What you see here, these are the triple leverage index funds. These are ETFs that basically move 3 times the corresponding index. TNA is 3x the Russell 2000. UPRO is 3x the S&P 500. TQQQ is 3x the NASDAQ, and UDOW is 3x the Dow Jones. Now, with 3x movement comes 3x volatility. However, we are in a low vol environment, but TNA has a implied volatility of 49%, UPRO 46, TQQQ 49 as well. Nice. And UDOW being the lowest and the most expensive, by the way. So they would be the last one I would trade, but that they are at 38%. So again, UDOW being my least favorite. But my favorite is TNA, and then probably UPRO. Well, I don't know, man. UPRO to me is the safest of the bunch because they're 500 S&P 500. They are it. They are the gods according to the stock market. You gotta beat the S&P 500. I beat the S&P 500. Look at me. All right. Anyway, let's get moving here. Where's my mouse? All right, so how you doing? All right, this is TSLL. I trade TSLL. In case you don't know, TSLL is double leveraged Tesla. All right, it's an ETF and it's cheap. It's cheap, man. It's at what, 12.58? In fact, I'm gonna pull it up in the pre-market before I get into my fun stuff here. T to the S to the L to the L. Right. Let's pull it up. Right. It's called Direction Daily Tesla Bull 2X share. So what does it do? It just moves 2 times Tesla. So Tesla's probably up about what, 0.24% now. TSLL is up about, it's not exact, but you get what I'm saying. It's at around 1264. So yesterday I sold the put because Tesla was tanking. It was tanking like bad. It was tanking. And it turns out, I don't know if you guys remember, but I closed this one out, my DGen play, my 13. I paid 105. I could have paid much cheaper yesterday, but you live, you learn. I thought it was a good idea to close it out then because I thought Tesla would flip green yesterday, and it did not. It did not by a long shot. So all I did yesterday is I sold a put. I sold a put with an expiration date of next week. So I went out 8 days. All right. And then it was at the time, TSLL was at 1227. I sold a put at $10. So that makes it 18.5% out of the money, which is a pretty good, pretty good spot. As of the close, though, it's 20% out of the money, so even better. The delta on the trade is 0.13. Again, to me, anything under 0.2 is considered safe. Anything above 0.2 is not that bad, but like when you get above like 0.5, then you're a degen. Like I was here, I did a 0.84 delta, which is why I cashed out early because again it was high risk, high reward. All right, but anyway, talking about this trade, the premium that they paid me was 23 cents per share, so that's $23, which is good. And if you look, it annualized, it's annualized at 104%. Now, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about with that, I know there's a complicated formula here, but basically just think about how much you're putting up, which in this case, I'm selling a put for 10 times 100 shares. That's $1,000. All right. So I'm putting up $1,000 to make $23 in 8 days. So, you take those numbers into consideration. You figure out how much am I earning per day? And if I annualize this, right, how much would I make? Now, also, I do consider weekends. So if it does go past, 7 days, then I only multiply it by, say, 252 days. I have 252 up there. If I go less than 7 days, then I would multiply it by 365, if that makes sense. Because if I'm trading something over a weekend, I need to know that. If I'm trading something within the week, I need to know that when I'm annualizing my calculation. But either way, I trust this calculation, and it's a 104% annualized yield for that. So when you say, can you beat the stock market? The stock market averages 8% returns per year. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. Selling options easily, brah, on my leverage. So don't sing it, bring it. All right. 8% my ass. Get the hell out of here. Those days are over, man. I'm sorry. We're not settling for your 4% rule, 8%, 4% rule because we earn 8%. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, just open your 401k like a robot. Keep investing. Max out your 401k until you're 65 years old. And then we will let you take out your own money and you can retire and enjoy your life until you die at 66. I mean, sorry to be brash there, but you get what I'm saying. I'm so that's like such a aggravating topic. I can't even. When I retire, I'm going to make a lot of videos bitching about the 401k, the whole thing. It's going to be a 401k bitch fest, and it's going to be fun. All right. It's going to be fun. And I do it with people at work all the time because I love it, because everyone thinks 401k is God. It's God, right? Oh, I max out my 401k. Yeah. Have fun with that, buddy. Have fun with that. Anyway, so that's what I made on TSLL yesterday. I didn't do anything else. Everything else is just chilling. I don't think I need to cover anything else, honestly, but I will show you that I do have 700 shares of TSLL that I own. I have covered calls, 300 have covered calls on them, so 400 are uncovered. Now, if I go down here, I could tell you how much I made for the week on TSLL, and I made $151. All right. Sound good? Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's go to TNA. Because I'm TNA dynamite. All right, TNA, they were down yesterday, right? They were down. I sold a put on them. They were at 32.20. I sold a put at 29. Again, into next week, 9.94% out of the money. Because they're not as volatile as TSLL, because they're triple leverage, but they're based on the index. TSLL is only double leverage, but it's based on an individual stock. And by the way, an individual stock that goes crazy half the time. So that's why I'm typically much more out of the money when I trade TSLL versus TNA. But I still was able to go almost 10% out of the money here. The delta on that, again, safe play, 0.15. Anything under 0.2 to me, but I'm a degenerate, to me is super safe. So I have no concerns. All right, premium per share on this, 29 cents. So that paid me 29 bucks. Annualize that, sucker, 45%. Actually, look at the, yeah. Why does this formula look much shorter than this one? Let me check real quick. Huh. Why is this one? I gotta. Yeah, I guess it's the same. But why? I'm missing something. -7, 365. Yeah, this is. I didn't put my enhanced formula on TNA. Okay, do that, and then go back up. Crap. So would it change though? Any of these? Let's see. No. Okay. All right. All right. I'm glad I caught that. But either way, 45% on an annualized basis. All right. Covered call wise, let's see. Oh, I did. I think I closed the call yesterday. Let me mention that real quick. Yes, I did. This call here, I opened on the Tuesday and I closed it the Wednesday, actually. And I didn't update the date. So yes, I did close it yesterday. So June 25th. All right. So obviously this was open for one day. What did I collect? I collected 50% of it in one day. Why the hell not? Because this was going into next week. So again, I got $20 when I opened it. I paid 10 to close it in one trading day. That actually now yielded me 76% annualized yield. All right. If that makes sense. Because you got to consider that too. Like if I close it early, how much am I yielding now? Is that worth it to me? Or why would I close it? Do I need those shares? Do I need to use those shares? And in my opinion, yeah, why not? Because I had covered calls on everything. So if I can make half of the profit in one day on something, then I'll open up 100 shares, being uncovered. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, obviously, I will look at the questions. The TNA, I have made $188 for the week. So we are at now $339. Again, we hit our goal on the Monday, but we ended up not hitting it because we paid a lot to close out the one degenerate play. So now we only need $12 to hit our goal. We'll make that today easily. Whether it's selling puts or selling calls, we're going to make that, all right? All right, so that's the coverage there. What else? That's my options trades. I wanted to talk about real quick, Group C, they declared yesterday. Any surprises? I mean, Hoy, we knew Hoy was going to pay, right? We knew Hoy was making bank, brah. And they sure paid. I thought they paid $450, but I wasn't sure, man. It's tough. It was tough because they didn't really cash out anything. But they ended up declaring $650, which is an actual yield of 122%. So they are the shine of yesterday's declaration. Sivny, as expected, much lower payment, so that kind of sucked for Sivny holders. And then of course there's Coney. We knew they'd be low, but they're still yielding 70%. I know a lot of people were let down, people said Coney was a letdown. I'm like thinking to myself, well, they're still paying you 70%, man. So that's good. I mean, in my eyes, that's good. Andy, almost 70% as well. So, you know, all in all, not terrible. You know, letdown wise, I think Fiat was probably a letdown for people, right? I think I had 21, they paid 15. Obviously, Sivney, kind of a letdown. Who else? Although Sivney is still paying 52% yield. So yeah, you have to consider that. Nefli to me was kind of low, 43 cents. So that's a 29% yield. So yeah, man. And then we got next week, we got Sunday, we'll do the group D. We'll fill in the guesstimates here, and then we will go from there. All right. Sound good? Okay, great. Wonderful. Yeah. By the way, I checked TSLL. This is is it updated? Yeah. So TSLL is still up. I didn't check TNA because I'm TNA. I'm gonna plug in my freaking meter. Give me a second. There you go. All right. All right. We got some few minutes left. What do you guys want to talk about? I'll take some Q&A, or you guys have any questions in the comments. We got about 180 of you. It's pretty good, right? Trying to go back a little bit. Yeah, there's way too many comments to go all the way back. Here, music. Dynamite. Yep, Dynamite. Yeah, Platey payout is going to be massive. There you go, Wolf. He's okay with the small payments. All right. Parabolic Nurse X. Is that your Twitter account, right? Or your X account? All right, guys. We are at 6:54 a.m. About 5 minutes to go. We got any questions? All right. We got any questions, Chico? All right. It's yeah, I don't know, man. It looks like a green day overall. Oh, I didn't click on TNA. Sorry. Yeah, TNA, it's up, but it's barely up. It's up 0.38%. So that's nothing fantastic. Lauren says Nvidia is the GOAT. They were the GOAT, right? But they're top 3 for sure. Busy Mama. I bought Misty yesterday. Busy Mama bought Misty. All right. Good job, Busy Mama. If the stock price stays or goes up, eventually our divvies will go up as well. Well, if IV goes up. Rip and Silk bought more Misty too. Nice mama. Rod, Farmer Rick here. Ultimate K, it's good for Misty to have a few down months. Hype never makes me feel that great. What say you? I assume he means he's okay with Misty or MSTR maybe having a few down months. But yeah, I'm okay with it trading flat. Down, not really, but if it's down a little, that's okay. But yeah, it's okay to be chill, because if it goes down a little, we'll still make a lot of money on the premium side. But I prefer flat over obviously down, because we can make, much more than the underlying. Need Nvidia to drop some by Friday. Need an option chain for Hoy. It's probably not that good, though, to be honest. I mean, maybe it is. Who knows? What's up, Misty Mafia? Short interest on Misty, 60% on Misty or Mister? Shill me Rod. Shameless plug, right? Beardy Day. We got Beardy Day on YouTube. What does Beardy Day talk about? Does he talk about beards? Here we go. Beardy Day. You ask and you shall receive. Here is Beardy Day. He's got a beard. And he's hairy. So if you guys want to check out more beards and Beardy Day Freedom, go to his YouTube channel. He just posted it in the live chat. He has 335 subscribers. I assume he is shooting for that 1,000 subscriber number. Obviously, he'll need to hit the watch hours as well. But let's see. Has he been current on his videos 2 hours ago? 2 months ago? Bro, you got to step it up, man. 2 months, then 3 months, once a month? Come on, man. All right, Beardy Day. You want me to shill you? You gotta step it up yourself too and start posting. All right. Beards and Bitcoin. All right. Yay. Right. Okay. There you go. You got LA's sub now. Hey, LA, he makes a video every day. I'm looking for Beardy Day now to make a video every day. Shorts are easy though, and they don't make money, right? They get you the subs, but they don't really make the money. All right. I do like shorts though, I have to say, but in order to get the hours, you got to do it on there. You got to make some videos. Misty Mastermind, another shameless plug here. You're gonna put your link there, Misty Mastermind. All right, I'll do another plug, and then we're gonna have to go to work. Misty Mastermind. Is that what it's called? No, yeah. Misty Meta Mastermind, isn't it? Yeah, this is it. Yeah, they're brand new. You're brand new, man. 25 subs. This guy, you gotta. There's actually, yeah, there's 3 people that do this, and it's weird. One's a cartoon, one shows his face, and one shows nothing. I think, which is different for sure. I think it's a good concept. I always like when there's multiple people on a YouTube. It just brings in something different. But yeah, I don't know. You guys be the judge. You can critique the hell out of them like you do me. And so check out Beardy Day. Check out the Misty Mastermind. All right. All right. All right. See you, brother. I gotta run too. Increase short interest. Yeah. I don't know. Share the link then. All right, we gotta go. But yeah, at least LA subs to everyone, guys. We all support each other. So if other YouTubers, if they're good people and they ask for the support, why not help them, right? YouTube's not easy. It's a tough game out there. So go check them out at least. Sub if you'd like. That's up to you. But we'll have to. I'll have to end it here. So as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, come back tomorrow. We'll try again. All right. Outside of that, if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions or concerns, leave them down below. If you have a question for the video, type video question followed by your question. All right. Now, keyword time. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say the keyword. You got to type in the keyword. I have 160 of you still hanging out. I want a keyword from you guys. You guys got to tell me the keyword. All right. All right. Come on. What do you got? Come on, Beardy Day. You got a keyword for me? Come on. Come on, Cletus. Come on. Wolf, you got something? TNA, what do you got? Freedom? Is that what you got? That's the keyword? All right. So, all right, I'll go with it. Freedom, 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 freedom. What's a relation to? I guess retiring early, maybe? I don't know. But anyway, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type in the keyword. The keyword today per Beardy Day is freedom. Everyone loves freedom, right? Gotta love it. All right, I'm out of here. I'm done. I gotta get to work. I assume most of you guys are either working or getting your ass to work too. So hopefully you guys enjoy your day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be live tomorrow. If I get no sleep, I'm probably gonna be live tomorrow. But if not, I'll do the pre-record. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you for joining. I will talk to you later. Peace.